Hi guys, I'm Tom, this is The Bunker, and this is Tiny Warhammer. Now in the UK, every now and again we do see the sunshine, and while the masses flock to the beaches and to get an ice cream with their fish and chips, the war gamers amongst us all charge out to get our spray undercoating done. Now, I thought what a great opportunity to get my Legion's Imperialis force finished, my Space Marine force at least, and thanks to the Colour Forge, who is my go-to spray of choice, I was going to select Salamanders as my faction. Now, I actually ran a poll on our social media for this, and Salamanders was the faction that came on top, so thanks Colour Forge. I always start with some research whenever I'm going to start a project, so I just typed into Google show me 30k Salamanders, and look at these beautiful models, and kudos to all of the painters on here. Flames, greens, blacks, and just grunge seems to be the order of the day. So the first thing that we do, I always go to my Two Thin Coats paint range. They're phenomenal paints, great coverage, and they just do what they say on the tin basically. And I'm starting by adding all those blacks on to that really strong green undercoat. I'm picking out the black. My idea and approach to painting is that I block in, I'm not the best painter in the world, I block in everything I can, and then I'm going to unify everything with a wash. We're just taking our time, making sure that we're really sort of adding in that contrast. Now the black acts as that panel break, it acts as that accent colour which is going to really break up the green, and it's so important just to add it onto every minute. So adding in the silver, and it's going to obviously be a lot darker when it gets washed. I'm picking out the guns, all the pipes, various things like that, but crucially at this stage I'm also going to add in some chipping and weathering. I'm doing that just by dragging the brush across the miniature in the direction that shells would hit it or it would travel. At this scale and at this zoom you actually see the state of some of my brushes, but there you go. I do use cheap brushes. I've never purchased really expensive brushes. Maybe it'll be a project in the future, but I always just use them until they die and bin them, but there you go. So I'm now adding in a bit of a bronzy colour to break up some of the metallics. Now here we are adding in the apothecary, who is white. So they're starting to pick together. I'm doing the base toppers here now. Now the bases for Imperialis are strange. They're all like city bases, like concrete. So I'm going over with the concrete. Some of them have like the Aquila on them, which I do gold. Obviously I'm picking in all the colours, and that includes the base for the plasma weapons, any of the power swords that are on the miniatures. At this stage I'm basing and blocking in everything. Now there comes a time in every project, if you're like me, where you look at it and you think, yeah, that looks shit. Now, don't fear, washes are here. And I am going to make use of this Oblivion Black Wash to tie everything together. I'm going to liberally apply this straight out of the pot over everything, and I mean everything, including the bases. And some people might think, you are crazy, why aren't you watering this down? I never water my washes down. I go straight out of the pot with them after a good shake, and it works on every single scale of miniature. And at this stage you have to have a bit of a faith in the process and trust the process, because it eventually looks like this. When it's dry, everything's tied together and it's ready just for those final touches to really sort of unify the miniature. I'm adding some brown wash onto the bases as well, just to add a bit of tonal variation, I guess, on the base. And then obviously we're coming in with some textures. Now, AK corrosive texture at this scale works really well for mud.
And I'm just going to daub it on the base, not all over, but in relatively large areas, because when it dries it does contract a bit, and it actually looks really cool. It gives you that sort of mud effect with a really easy, quick technique. And I'm adding it onto things like tracks. I add it onto the underside of the Thunderhawk for a bit of weathering, and it's just that extra stage, a bit of interest on the miniature. Don't be afraid here as well, it is heresy, and as I've been told, daub it up as much as you can. Apparently in 30k land they don't have like the ability to wash their stuff anymore, I don't know. Tracks as well, they all get gobbed up, don't they, with all the mud, so we're adding those around the edges, and it just adds that quick and easy variation, and it makes it look cool for very little effort. We're picking out the blues, highlighting those back up because the plasma is going to have that trademark glow to it with a bit of a white accent, which is dead easy. And there we go, a bit of a ball on your plasma, and that's how you do it. Simple as that. And now we're onto the flames. Now flames at this scale I'm only going to use two colours. I'm putting an orange down as a base in various areas that I think look cool, and look, at this stage guys, they're not going to be super duper in-depth flames that look real. They're going to be from the bottom up, and then we're going to accent them with yellow. Now I'm applying it across the board with the same colour on all the various areas. I'm just picking out the odd door, the odd pad, the odd panel. I don't want the whole thing covered in flames, but I want it to look instantly identifiable as a salamander. Now, and I'm coming in just with a dot. There we go. And I come across all of this, and just inside that orange I'm dotting in the yellow. Am I the best painter in the world? No, but I hope that when we get the bases rimmed in the black, which just really sort of neatens up the miniature, and when you have a look at the upcoming showcase, you'll think that maybe it's been a good job.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. I won't take too much of your time, I promise. This is just a bit of a shout out and a request. Please subscribe, share the video with your friends, and like what we do. If you really like what we do, there's a link to Patreon below, and also now we have channel membership. Now channel members, starting in June, will get access to our battle reports a week before others, and special messages from myself, Rob, and also some dedicated content. If you just want to watch it and like it and subscribe, that's awesome as well. Thanks for your support as always. Back to the video.